5 of the most hated car mods. I'm aware that Muscle vs. Tuner or guys like Nick 1600 and I'm sure plenty others have done videos similar to this. I watched only a handful and I'm hoping that I don't overlap on their content. I'll try my best, but again, we have similarities and opinions and I'll try to add new content to this video that you guys probably aren't really aware of. Number 1, the first mod that I can't stand, in my opinion, it's still absolutely ridiculous. The community, the car community, has beaten it like a dead horse. It's Underglow. So me personally, if you have a solid color and it matches your car, like let's say the other day I actually did see a yellow Mustang, an S550 Mustang EcoBoost with yellow Underglow. That to me, it's like whatever, man, like it matches your yellow Mustang. I don't really care too much. It's a little flashy, a little attention seeking, whatever, you do you, have at it. What I can't stand more specifically is Underglow, that is essentially strobe lights. I've seen cars out there that are like flashing maniacs, and you know what, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't be doing that. There are people out there that could literally suffer from an epileptic seizure, and you could potentially cause several car accidents. Plus, it just screams attention seeking, and especially, you know, it was one thing to be like strobe lights and whatnot in the 90s with a car that also had hydraulics because the Fast and Furious era was going on, Tokyo Drift, whatever. But it's another thing where you're doing it in 2017 and you're past, like, I would say your late 20s, like you're getting too old. You shouldn't be doing that. Like if you're a high schooler doing that, whatever, just dick around. But if you're older than, you know, if you're in your 20s, really, just grow up and don't be showing off like that, because quite literally you are one of the most hated people on the road. The second mod that I absolutely cannot stand or even really understand why people do it is excessively large rims. You guys have seen it. Like, first of all, real quick, if you guys are a Jeep owner or a truck driver, ignore this part because there is some practical use for you guys to have bigger wheels and tires, whether it's to go off-roading or towing something really heavy. But I'm talking about more specifically sedan owners or sports cars owners with the 24 through 30 inch wheels. Like, why? First of all, you're increasing your center of gravity, which you don't want. 2, you're more than likely decreasing your 0 to 60 time or quarter mile time. But then again, you probably didn't care and you only did this to get attention. But in my opinion, it's always been negative attention. But anyways, have at it. 3, you're decreasing your gas mileage. Like if you were once able to get 24 mpg on the highway, you're probably somewhere around 20, I would think. That's just an arbitrary number, but for sure, you're not getting good gas mileage anymore. And lastly, you're damaging your suspension components more than likely because a lot of people out there don't do it right. Real quick for number 3, I don't really mind it a whole lot, but a lot of people still hate it. It's fake carbon fiber. A lot of car manufacturers think it's really cool if their sedan or their little SUV has carbon fiber nowadays for whatever reason, but a lot of people out there are actually growing tired of the carbon fiber look. They rather have the real thing or not at all. That's kind of the motto at this point. The 4th mod that people tend to hate, surprisingly, is the overhead light bar. Me personally, I actually do know why Jeep owners and truck drivers buy the overhead light bars. It's because often their factory headlights aren't good enough. That's just the honest to God truth. And they need better lighting so that they can see during nighttime. And some of them probably even go off-roading at night, so they definitely need that light bar. But a lot of people have expressed their frustration that the overhead light bars are sometimes too bright. And in my experience, yeah, they're a bit bright, and I could see why people would be frustrated because at any given time, depending on the lighting and the angle and what have you, if you're driving on the opposing side of a Jeep with overhead light bar, then sometimes, believe it or not, their lights are so bright that it blinds you. I mean, actually, you guys could probably believe me by me just describing it to you. I'm sure you guys have experienced it, and for that split second, you're like all a daze and frightened probably, or you possibly can't even see the dashed white line on your side of the road even, who knows. So yeah, it can be a little frustrating, and it is a decently hated mod for anyone outside of the Jeep or truck community. The 5th car mod that people tend to hate is the mix and match cars. I tend to find this one a little bit hilarious because there are people out there, just check out these photos. Like for example, a guy put a Camaro front bumper onto his truck. Like how did he do that? I want to say like sometimes some of these photos may be photoshopped, but I mean I've seen crazy stuff on the road, so I'd like to believe that these photos are legit. But anyways, a lot of people think it's ridiculous. It makes you look like you're broke, you know, insert whatever word. But to me, it doesn't bother me. I just think it's hilarious. But a lot of guys and gals out there think it's stupid, it clashes, and for some reason it annoys a lot of people. In a way, kind of like a ricer, I guess. So in that sense, I could kind of understand the hate for it, but I think it's hilarious. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below about which car mods you hate in particular. I, again, did not want to include the fart cannon or Lambo doors because that's been overdone by other big car YouTubers. But for the sake of my video, I hope you guys came across a car mod that you quite weren't really aware of that was hated. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for more videos just like this, and until next time, peace out.